For thousands of students here in the area, it's day number 2 of school. And for moms and dads, well, it's all about checking things off your checklist. Supplies, check. Clothing, check. Talking to your kids about SEX, the birds and the bees. Uh-oh. Here to help you navigate through this sensitive topic is family therapist Dr. Tabitha Johnson. Good to have you here.
Thanks.
You know, parents seem to be caught off guard. Like, I never thought my kids would ask me this question. And I guess approach is everything. It's not an event. It's kind of like a process.
It definitely is a process. It needs to start from age 2 and 3 where you're identifying body parts and hopefully using the appropriate names and just going on throughout the lifespan, from teenage years all the way to even once your kids get married.
But how about if you have a lot of parents out there who go, you know what, my parents would never talk to me about this. How do I approach this with my child? How do they get over that fear?
Well, I think it's, taking small steps. And really, you don't have to tell them everything. And I think parents are more afraid of the conversation than kids are. And so it really just means taking very, very small steps, developmentally appropriate. You don't want to just sit down your 5-year-old and tell them all kinds of things that you would tell,
so what you're saying,
a 5th grader.
You'll tell your 2 or 3-year-old maybe about the body parts, and somebody who's a little older, progressively more information.
Yeah, absolutely. A 5-year-old, see, when a husband loves a wife or a man loves a woman, see, they make a baby. And so you can start taking moments in your life when you see those teachable moments. You see someone who's pregnant, you see someone having a baby. You can start to talk a little bit about it without getting too much in depth when they're too young.
And how mom and dad handle this is very important, because really what you're doing is you're establishing values and expectations for your child.
Yeah, it's really, really important, and I think a lot of people do not tell their children what they expect. And so we both know there's a big area between holding hands, kissing, before you actually have sex. And so people need to talk about that gray area in between. Where do you expect your child to stop? Tell them your expectations, because children want to live up to their parents' expectations for the most part, and you need to tell them what you expect.
Do our kids really want to hear it from us?
They do.
Really?
They do.
See, I would have thought you said, well, they would probably want to hear from the kids in school where they're going to get wrong information, but They do want to talk to us about it.
They do, and that's exactly right about wrong information. Peers give wrong information even up to college. There's research that shows people get wrong information all the time in college, and so children specifically, want to hear it from their parents, and there's a lot of research that shows that.
And you really have to teach their child that it's healthy to talk about sex, to think about sex. And, you've got to have a lot of self-esteem and love yourself. Yes. And then everything else will fall into place. Yes.
You want to be approachable so they know that they can talk to you and not be made fun of, not be laughed at if they ask silly questions. And first and foremost, they have to have a self-respect for themselves, so that if they're approached with a situation that they're uncomfortable with or don't want to do, that they feel okay saying no.
All right. My kids, the one who's been with me all summer is 22. It's time he and I had to talk. Thanks for the advice. Dr. Tabitha. Remember, you can follow Dr. Tabitha on Twitter. Just search at Dr. Tabitha. No, Gary. That's up to your mom and dad to handle, not me.